Well, hey there, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm Fox News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers with a look at your forecast. And in case you're joining us, let me know where you're viewing from. Happy Thanksgiving week. We are here. We are to the holiday season. And our forecast, unfortunately, is not wanting to play along. If you've been keeping updated with us for the past few days into today, we are tracking the potential for some of those strong to severe storms. And so taking a live view outside right now, things are pretty gloomy out there, or even take that full so you can see some of the current conditions that we're tracking. And temperatures right now, they're beginning to warm up. We're seeing more of those lower to mid 70s. Dew points, that humidity, they're resting in the 60s, so it's still pretty humid out there. And then more of those southeasterly winds are continuing around that 10 to 20 mile per hour range. So things, they're getting a bit more on the breezy side out there, and that trend will only continue heading into today, expecting more gusty conditions. We were even seeing some peaks of blue earlier, and if you're watching me on Studio 10, I said that's actually a little concerning. We don't want to see the peaks of blue. We don't want to see the sunshine ahead of this strong system that's going to be moving in, because that only increases instability. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the forecast. I wanted to paint the big picture. What exactly are we talking about? Well, to do that, we have to take a look at satellite and radar across the entire southeast and look closer towards Arkansas, Memphis, northern Louisiana. That's really where that system's located. We were able to see it a bit better earlier. You can start to notice some of that counterclockwise rotation closer towards Kansas. It's that low pressure, that cold front that's going to be moving in closer towards us into the overnight hours. So here locally, strong to severe storms heading into overnight. So make sure you have a way to wake up. Make sure you have a way to get some of those warnings, because once I show you more of that timing in our Futurecast here in just a moment, you're really going to notice why you need to do that, because it's going to be early tomorrow morning. And so taking a look at what the severe SPC has put out, the Storm Prediction Center. Here's a look at what that looks like. So we have this 2 out of 5 risk zone, that yellow coloration, and also we have that 1 out of 5, the marginal risk zone. Well, this map only goes until 6 a.m. and then after 6 a.m. tomorrow, it moves all of that yellow further off towards the east. So truly everywhere in the Foxton viewing area is in that slight risk zone. The 1 out of 5, the higher the number, the higher potential to see some of these stronger to severe storms. So the timing really begins tonight. Most of the rain is going to be picking up after 9 o'clock, but the severe portion with the possible tornadoes that you see detailed there, that's going to be closer towards 3 to 7 a.m. heading into tomorrow morning. So that's going to be the strongest portion of it. But before we get there, there's still some isolated storms ahead of it. Now, I keep mentioning the tornado risk. This is what it's looking like, breaking down it just a little bit more, mainly into categories. Again, how we do that 1 out of 5, the higher the number, this is a pretty similar way to do that, where the highest risk is staying further off towards the west, closer towards central Louisiana, central Mississippi, northern Louisiana seeing some of that. So if you're traveling for Thanksgiving holidays today, tomorrow, or if you know of anyone that is, especially for today, that's going to be that timing, mainly further off towards the west for this afternoon and this evening. Just make sure you're staying weather aware. Be cautious out there, as we are starting to see higher chances for our neighbors further towards the west. We'll continue to keep an eye on this as we do get closer, but some stronger tornadoes are possible, where even that hatch, that black hatching is possible. But again, that one only goes till 6 a.m., similar to the other map. So tomorrow, starting after 6 a.m. to about lunchtime, that threat shifts further off towards the east. And so Baldwin County, Mobile County, Florida Panhandle, or inland spots, you're also looking at that same potential, even if you're left out in that short range map. Let's go ahead, time things out on our Futurecast by the time we will make it later on into this afternoon, see what's going on there. And so just taking a look at the timing, isolated showers are possible heading into this afternoon. We really start to see a lull in some of that activity now that this Futurecast has updated. It keeps us dry heading closer towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock, even some clear skies possible. The good news is that the sun sets by that point. Once we get past 10 o'clock, that's when things are going to begin ramping up. Now, we're going to have full team coverage here at Fox 10. Meteorologist Matt Barentine, Michael White. They're going to be staying into the overnight hours here at Fox 10 to keep you updated overnight in case anything fires off. But we'll start to notice more of those showers, thunderstorms, possibly some loud storms beginning to ramp up after midnight. Gusty winds are possible. I know I've been driving around and I've been noticing more of those big, pretty inflatable for Christmas decorations. Make sure those are completely put down in case you do have any of those outdoors, just because breezy conditions will be a concern. Now, the main line of storms doesn't begin to move in until we get closer towards tomorrow morning. Even then, this updated Futurecast, it shows it a bit more broken apart, but that's still a concern because that's where we could start to see some of that tornado threat embedded in some of these storms. So truly overnight, stay weather aware. Have a way to wake up. Have a way to get those alerts. If you ever turn off in your phone settings those government alerts that they push out, just make sure tonight that they're turned on. That way that'll wake you up. You can have the Fox 10 weather app. That'll wake you up as well in case anything does happen in the middle of the night. We get some of those warnings, and that line of storms will only continue to move further off towards the east into tomorrow morning. And really it shows a lot of this clearing out by the time we get closer towards lunchtime for your Tuesday, with just some isolated showers lingering behind. Even then, this updated Futurecast really has that line taking its time getting out of here. Now, I'd mentioned the wind gusts. Here's what that's going to be looking like heading into this afternoon and this evening. Breezy gusts 25 to 35 miles per hour possible. We start off out of the south, but once this line moves in, those winds will then shift out of the north. And a reminder, this is a cold front, so once we really start to see this move through, temperatures will begin to fall. So today, tomorrow, temperatures in the 70s. Wednesday, that's when we'll notice that dip in temperatures. And then looking ahead to Thanksgiving, upper 50s. It's going to be chilly, sweater weather, so make sure that you are fully prepared for Thursday. It's going to be feeling like fall once we get closer towards Thanksgiving, but also we are tracking the potential for some of those isolated showers lingering behind into Thursday. So rain gear may be needed. Be cautious of those outdoor Thanksgiving plans, and especially Friday for Black Friday shopping. You will really need some of those as well. And so in case you're just now joining us here on the Fox 10 Facebook Live, or joining us in the app, again, please feel free to ask any questions that you may have just about any of this timing. I'll pull up this severe threat again, just to touch on it. There we go. Just because it truly is so important to make sure you have a way to get those alerts heading into the middle of the night. It's been a while since we've talked about severe weather here on the Gulf Coast. We were quiet for a lot of the summer, and then we've been dry, so we haven't really had the potential for any of this. But now things are changing. We are starting to see more of our secondary severe weather season shine here on the Gulf Coast. And so that's why it's going to be so important just to make sure that you're staying updated with the forecast. I know kids are out of school right now. And so in case you had to work early, they're staying home. Make sure also they have a way to wake up in case there are any warnings heading into overnight, early tomorrow morning, in case they are staying home by themselves. It's going to be so important. Just check in with folks. Make sure everyone's staying updated in the forecast. I am excited for the Thanksgiving forecast that we have behind this. Things are looking a lot better. And I'll go ahead and show that 7-day outlook too, just to notice the dip in the temperatures that we have once we truly get past this system. So Monday today, heading into tomorrow, we have that storm tracker alert day, just saying, hey, be cautious of the forecast. We're tracking the potential for some of those strong to severe storms. Wednesday, things dry out. We're in the 60s. And then Thursday and Friday, I know the two most important days of the week, and that's when rain begins to creep back in just a little bit more. 40% on Thursday, more isolated to scattered, and then things are a bit higher on Friday. I think it was last year possibly that we had a rainy Black Friday too, so just make sure, I think it was actually 2 years ago, but make sure you have that rain gear just ready to go. Put that on the Black Friday shopping list. And then the weekend, however, looking great. Temperatures in the 60s, plenty of sunshine, staying dry. So in case you're going to be heading on out for a Christmas tree, I would say either Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday will probably be your best day to go and pick that out and go pick that up as well. So again, let me know in case you guys have any questions. Please just have a way to get those alerts heading into the overnight hours. I'll still be monitoring the comments here on the Facebook Live in case you do post anything. Just that way we can see if you guys have any questions on what's going on. But again, thank you guys. Have a fantastic Monday. Have a fantastic week. Please download the Fox 10 weather app. That way you guys get all of those push alert notifications with anything happening. If we do have tornado warnings, we have team coverage here on Fox 10. We will always be live streaming on our app, on our Facebook, and also on our YouTube channel. That way you guys can have all of that coverage as well. Again, happy Thanksgiving week. We'll continue to check in with everyone during the week ahead.